Imagine being left with nothing but a broken heart, a shattered family, and the raw fury to seek justice. This isn't just a story of revenge. It's a tale of a mother's relentless courage, a love so fierce it could bring an entire gang of villains to their knees. What would you do if everything you loved was threatened? Brace yourself, because this is a story that will leave you in tears. It was a quiet, peaceful night in the village. The stars blanketed the sky, and a gentle breeze flowed through the trees as a small family of cats played together by the riverbank. This was their sacred spot, a place filled with memories of laughter, of little paws dancing in the grass, and of a mother's gentle gaze over her family. She cherished these moments, knowing how precious they were. But in the stillness of that evening, a storm was brewing. As they played, a gang of brutal street cats appeared from the shadows. This wasn't just any group. They were led by a tomcat with a scarred face and cold eyes, known for terrorizing the town. They prowled closer, eyeing the family with a chilling sneer. The mother's heart dropped as she pulled her kittens close. Her partner, the father cat, stepped forward, his fur bristling, his love for his family burning brighter than any fear. But the gang didn't care about love. They wanted power. And tonight, they would take it. The tomcat leader didn't just attack. He wanted to break them. One by one, he and his gang struck with merciless blows. The father cat fought with every ounce of his strength, shielding his family from each assault. But it was no use. He was outnumbered, battered, and ultimately fell to the ground, gasping as he tried to reassure his frightened family. The mother watched in horror, paralyzed by fear and fury. When the gang left, their mocking laughter echoed in her ears, drowning out the soft cries of her kittens. She wanted to cry, wanted to scream, but instead she stayed silent, her heart consumed with a single burning resolve. They will pay for this. From that night, the mother cat was never the same. She would lie awake, her eyes red and hollow, staring into the darkness, imagining the gang's faces, their sneering voices. But her fear was nothing compared to her love. Every time she looked at her injured partner, now barely able to move, or saw her kittens flinch at shadows, her resolve grew stronger. She couldn't let this stand. She wouldn't. She began her journey with only a glimmer of hope and an iron will. Through the forest and over the hills she traveled, seeking help from the wise creatures who knew more about the world than she did. An old owl taught her to wait and watch. Patience is power, he said, as he showed her how to observe her enemy's movements from afar. A crafty fox trained her to move silently, to read scents and trails, and to understand the subtle language of danger. Through her journey she faced tests of her courage and strength. Nights spent alone under a ruthless sky, hunger gnawing at her belly, fear clawing at her heart. But each time the pain rose, she would close her eyes and see her kittens' faces, and in the silence of her heart she would whisper, "I'm doing this for you." Finally the day came. She tracked the gang's scent to an abandoned warehouse on the edge of town. She watched from the shadows as the gang lounged around, laughing and boasting about their latest conquest. But the mother cat had learned something powerful on her journey. She had become the silence in the night, the shadow in the corner. She was no longer the gentle, scared cat from before. With a calm, fierce grace, she stepped out from the shadows and faced the tomcat leader. Her heart pounded, but her gaze was steady. He looked at her, confused, and then smirked. Well, if it isn't the little mother come to beg for mercy. But she didn't beg. Her voice was cold and steady. "This isn't for me. It's for my family." Her words cut through the air like a blade, silencing the gang. In a flash, the mother cat attacked, her claws and teeth sharper than any weapon. The tomcat leader fought back, his strength overwhelming, but she moved with a speed and precision he didn't expect. The fox and the owl had taught her well. Every step, every swipe was fueled by the love she bore for her family, the pain of that awful night. They clashed and fought until they were both bloodied, exhausted. But she didn't stop. She fought until she saw the fear in his eyes, the fear that she had felt that night by the riverbank. When the fight was over, the tomcat leader lay at her feet, defeated and gasping. She looked down at him, her heart heavy. "This is for my family," she whispered, turning away, leaving him to face his own demons. She had won, but more than that, she had found peace, knowing her family was safe. As she limped home, bruised but victorious, her kittens ran to meet her, their eyes wide with awe and love. She wrapped them in her embrace, finally able to rest. The village gathered around her, whispering of her bravery, of the mother who had faced the darkest of nights and returned as a hero. And as she looked into her family's eyes, she knew that she had done what she had set out to do. They were safe, and her heart could finally rest. If this story of a mother's fierce love and unbreakable courage moved you, subscribe for more tales of bravery, justice, and heart. Together, let's honor the bonds that hold us together, no matter the cost.